In this lesson, I'm going to teach you my go-to chord progression anytime I want to play in a beautiful way at the piano. This is a real simple idea. You can start to play real flowing, beautiful chord progressions and just sit down and play music that sounds beautiful just right off the top of your head if you know this simple concept and this chord progression. So I'm going to demonstrate this in the key of C, and the chords basically come down to the four chords, the four main chords that are used in many songs. That would be the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 chord, and the 4 chord. So if we're in the key of C, the 1 chord is C, the 5 chord is G, the G major chord, the 6 chord is the A minor chord, and the 4 chord is the F major chord. So what the progression will be 1, 5, 6, 1, 4, 1. And that may sound a little confusing, but once you tie it together with the bass movement, it comes naturally. So the 1 chord is the C chord, and then the next chord is the 5 chord that we're going to play. But the magic is the bass movement. So rather than playing the 5 chord here and playing a G down here, we're actually going to move down by a half step in the left hand to the B, and then we're going to play the G chord this way. So it's the G chord, but the third of the chord B is in the left hand, the lowest sounding note. When the lowest sounding note is the third of the chord, we call it first inversion. Now you'll notice this has a different sound than going here. And when you play the third of a chord in the bass, a good rule of thumb is to leave the third out of the right hand. So when I play the C chord here and I play the G chord here, I'm not going to play the B here. Instead, I can opt to play the G chord like this, G, D, G, and leave the B out because I got it down here. And then the next chord is the A minor chord, and I'm just going to continue to move my left hand down. The bass line is descending, and I'll play the A minor just like that. And then I'm going to go back to the 1 chord in the right hand and just continue my downward motion with the left hand and go to the G. This now is a C chord, but notice the G is in the bass. This is the 5th of the chord. 1, 3, 5. The C chord, the 5th of the C chord, is the 5. So we've got the C chord over its 5th. This is called the C in second inversion. The lowest sounding note determines the inversion. And then we're going to just continue that downward movement. Now we've got an F here. We're going to play an F chord. We're going to go to the 4 chord. And then we're going to continue moving down to the E with the left hand. And we're going to go to the 1 chord again, but we're going to use the E in the bass, which will give us another first inversion chord. And then what we can do is actually go to this D, play the D down here and play an F up here again. This actually makes this a D minor 7. And you don't have to understand the theory, just know that the bass, the left hand continues moving down. We're going to use that 4 chord in the right hand. And then from here, we're going to go D, the left hand will go from D to G, back to C. Now what that produces there is a 2, 5, 1. One of the most common progressions in all of music is to go from the minor 2 to the 5 to the 1. So the left hand just goes down every measure. And you can also actually do this every 2 beats and change the chord every 2 beats. And when we get to this D, we're going to stop there, stop the descending. We're going to go up to the G and then to the C. So it's C chord, G in first inversion, leaving the B out of the right hand, A minor, one chord in second inversion, four chord, one chord in first inversion, D in the bass, four chord in the right hand, this is the, when we move to the G chord, back to the 1. So this is really it's a really beautiful way to play these chords, and you'll actually recognize it. It is the same and it's such a beautiful song. That song is so beautiful, and the defining characteristic of it is really that descending bass line. And if you were to play these chords, it'd still be beautiful to play these chords in the same order, but without that bass line movement, it's missing something. So practice this. Just playing these chords, getting familiar with the pattern and the bass hand movement and the chords in the right hand. And you can also move the chords to different inversions. Let's try playing it up here. Really pretty up here too. Now that's something you can also add in there when you get to that G chord right before the C chord. You can play it as a suspended chord and then regular chord to get to that G. It's really pretty to do it that way. Now, what's great about this is you can actually start to come up with beautiful melodies and beautiful patterns just by playing over that left hand movement. So I'm going to just play, I'm going to break up the chords and play little melodies, simple melodies, using white notes. And you can play beautiful flowing melodies and chord patterns just by using the left hand bass movement and that chord framework in the right hand, and come up with some really pretty sounding music. Check out what you can do. Also, you'll start to recognize this chord pattern in some other songs that you play, a lot of songs that you play. One that I play quite often, and I love that this part of this chord pattern and this bass line is in it, is "You Are My All in All." So if you recognize that song, it starts on it. I always play it in F, so I'm going to show you an F, but it starts on the F chord, and then it goes to the C chord. And I'm going to use that descending bass line. So there we don't continue. We kind of go to here and then go to the C for the resolution back to the 1 chord. So, but it's still referencing, it's still the basic framework of the chord progression. The same thing happens in the song As the Deer, the beginning of the song As the Deer. I always play this one in D, so I'm going to show you in D real quick. But it starts on. So this bass hand moves every 2 beats, so we got. So those 2 songs and many others use it as well. But I'll also give you this tip. Anytime you can change a chord progression to accommodate this left-hand bass movement, you might find you prefer that. So when I play a song and the chord progression is 1, 5, 6, 4, so I quite often will change the left hand to this descending pattern over those chords. Watch how this works. 1, 5, 6, 4. That's in the key of C. That would be C, G, A minor, F. So I'm on the 1 chord. When I go to the G, I'm just going to go ahead and drop to this B and play it like this. When I go to the 6, that works out perfect because that's A minor in the key of C. Just play it right here. But then the next chord is 4. So what I do, kind of walk down to the 4. So anytime I'm playing that chord progression, that's always an option. Now sometimes it's not going to fit. May not work in all situations, but a lot of times, if I want to give a song a warmer sound, kind of a more emotional pull to it, instead of playing just regular, I'll go. So you'll recognize there's actually a lot of opportunities to put this in. And keep in mind also that using inversions makes chord progressions more versatile, because you say, well, it's going to the 1 chord, but that's not what the bass note is. But can you use the 1 chord in a different inversion to still get that bass, the descending bass line movement? That's what we do with the G chord. Of course, it's in this inversion. With the C chord down here, we play it here. With the 2 chord, it's actually a 4 chord just over a D. So those options are available as well to use this chord progression in a lot of different settings and scenarios. But that's my go-to chord progression anytime I want to take a melody or a song and just give it an emotional pull, make it sound more beautiful. And even when I need to sit down and play some filler music, I want to just kind of flow on the piano and play some beautiful melodies, then I use this chord progression. It always works and it always sounds great. But if this lesson was a help to you, hit the like button, please. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more videos and tutorials just like this. Also, if you would like a free PDF on different left-hand patterns, beginner left-hand patterns that you can start to practice and use in your playing, there's a link down in the description. I'd love to get that to you for free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.